Introduction. Hello and welcome to this video about one of the most daring CIA operations of the Cold War era, the Berlin Tunnel of 1955. This operation was one of the most closely guarded secrets of the CIA, and it was not until many years later that the details of the operation became public. In this video, we will explore the background of the operation, the planning that went into it, the execution of the tunnel and the aftermath. Background. In 1945, at the end of World War II, Germany was divided into 4 zones of occupation: American, British, French, and Soviet. Berlin, the capital city of Germany, was also divided into 4 sectors, each controlled by one of the occupying powers. In 1949, the 3 western sectors of Berlin were consolidated into one and became known as West Berlin, while the Soviet sector became East Berlin. Please subscribe and hit the like button for these amazing content. So now, as the Cold War between the Soviet Union and the Western powers escalated, tensions grew between the two sides. The Soviet Union was determined to maintain its control over East Germany and sought to undermine the Western presence in West Berlin. This led to a series of events, including the Berlin blockade, which threatened to cut off West Berlin from the rest of the world. Planning. In the early 1950s, the CIA began to develop plans to gather intelligence from the Soviet Union and its allies. One of the most promising avenues of intelligence was communications intercepts. The CIA realized that it could intercept Soviet communications by tapping into underground cables running from East Germany to Moscow. The CIA's Office of Technical Services, OTS, began work on a plan to dig a tunnel from the American sector of Berlin to the Soviet sector. The tunnel would be used to tap into the cables and intercept the communications passing through them. The plan was risky and complicated, but the CIA believed it could succeed. Construction of the tunnel began in 1954. The tunnel was dug by hand, using shovels and pickaxes. The tunnel was over 1,500 feet long and ran under the border between the American and Soviet sectors of Berlin. The tunnel was only 6 feet high and 2 feet wide, and it was supported by wooden beams. The tunnel was completed in April 1955. The OTS installed listening devices and recording equipment in a small underground chamber at the end of the tunnel. The chamber was equipped with air conditioning, a generator, and a communication system to send the intercepted messages back to the United States. The CIA was able to intercept thousands of messages from the Soviet Union and its allies over the next 11 months. The information obtained from the tunnel was instrumental in helping the United States understand the Soviet Union's capabilities and intentions. The operation was one of the CIA's greatest successes, but it was not without its problems. The Soviets suspected that their communications were being intercepted and launched an investigation. The investigation eventually led to the discovery of the tunnel, and the Soviets publicly exposed the operation in April 1956. The exposure of the tunnel was a major embarrassment for the United States. The Soviet Union accused the United States of violating its sovereignty and engaging in espionage. The incident led to a major diplomatic crisis between the two countries and increased tensions between East and West. In conclusion, the Berlin Tunnel was one of the most daring and successful CIA operations of the Cold War era. The operation provided invaluable intelligence that helped the United States understand Soviet capabilities and intentions. However, the exposure of the tunnel was a major embarrassment for the United States and increased tensions between East and West. The Berlin Tunnel remains a fascinating chapter in the history of intelligence operations and Cold War espionage. Thank you for watching.